Yo, Brawlers, this is your man, Glass Chin, and you're watching Glass Chin's Boxing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Yo, Brawlers, huge win for Del Boy War Chisora, beating Kubrat Pulev by 12 rounds split decision at the London O2 on Saturday night. Every time the man is written off, Chisora comes bouncing back. It was a very close fight, but I felt that Chisora nicked it. I scored it 6 rounds to 5 with 1 round split 10-10. It was all to play for on my card going into the 12th round, but Chisora came out on top. It was a frustrating fight to score, with Pulev landing the cleaner work but not really putting much into his shots. It was very tap hold. Pulev was also the busier fighter, but Chisora had a very slick defence in this fight, taking a lot on his gloves and on his arms. Chisora invested a lot of work to Pulev's body, but to be fair to the Bulgarian, even at this advanced age, he was very fit and able to soak most of them up. Chisora's overhand right was the money punch in this fight. Pulev's swollen and bruised face told a story at the end of the fight. Where does Chisora go from here? Well, we started calling out the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder at the end of the fight, and Hearn was also name-dropping him in recent weeks. I can't see Matchroom ever wanting to sacrifice Chisora to Wilder, instead of using Chisora's name and popularity to build one of their own fighters. Surprise though, Brawlers. As expected, it didn't take long for Rematchroom Sport to start throwing the White versus Chisora free fight around. Don't get me wrong, Brawlers, I think that Chisora has the balls to fight anyone, and would fight Wilder tomorrow. It's just that if I was in his team, I'd advise him against that one. I don't think Chisora does well against Wilder. Chisora takes too many shots to make it into deep waters. I think that was an intriguing matchup around 2014, when they was originally supposed to fight. Maybe it was a little bit earlier, maybe 2013, when Wilder was signed to fight Chisora in England, but was unable to travel due to choking a hooker out who tried to rob him in Las Vegas. I just think Wilder blasts him out, Brawlers. Respect to Chisora for wanting to fight all the big names of his era. Really, there's only Wilder and Joshua left that he hasn't fought. I would just rather see Chisora in a fight where he is the favourite, not a cherry pick by any means, but one where the salt and pepper is on his side of the table. Your Chris Arreola or your Adam Kalnakis of the world. As for White versus Chisora 3, I really don't know if I want to see that one again. The first fight was the heavyweight fight of the year for 2016 for me, and was the only reason that I brought the Anthony Joshua versus Eric Molina pay-per-view card. The rematch in 2018 was another great fight, and White was definitely lucky. He definitely used his get-out-of-free jail card, stopping Chisora in a fight that I felt Chisora was winning, even with the 2 BS point deductions. I thought Chisora did enough to win the first fight too, and was robbed. It's nice to finally see a split decision go his way against Pulev at the weekend. Fast forward, Brawlers, and even after White's big wins and success, the momentum is definitely with Derek Chisora. Chisora's had some great rounds in his last 4 fights against Usyk, Parker and Pulev, while White has been inactive and was very poor against Tyson Fury at Wembley, barely landing a punch. I'm not going to lie though, I would watch this trilogy. As I said, the first fight was the fight of the year for me, and the second fight was great too, but I would just rather that White was coming off of a big win. So, Brawlers, who would I like to see Chisora fight next? Dum Tom Schwartz. No, obviously I'm joking. Top of my hit list would be Martin Bakole. He proved me wrong against Tony Yoka and had an amazing fight with Michael Hunter a few years ago. Chisora versus Bakole is a heavyweight fight of the year contender. Depending how Lord Chisora is to Hearn, I wouldn't mind him jumping over to his old promoter Frank Warren and fighting either Joyce or Triple D as well. Imagine Chisora winning the WBA title at 38 years of age after 12 losses on his record. It's mad to think that a man who has been in and around the top 15 for over a decade has only had one world title shot, 10 years ago in 2012 against the great Vitaly Klitschko. That was the fight that really made me a fan of Chisora. I thought he wouldn't last 5 rounds against Vitaly Klitschko, and he proved me wrong then, and he continues to prove me wrong now. Should he retire on the big win against Pulev? I'd like to say yes, I think he should, and I don't think he has got anything more to prove. The man just loves to fight, and he loves the fans. He loves the crowd. I can't see him hanging up the gloves anytime soon, but I really hope he would. But hopefully he continues to prove me wrong and wins a few more big fights. If Matchroom want to continue their rematch trend, I'd love to see Chisora run it back against Helenius and Caballero. The Helenius fight was a huge robbery, and Chisora never really turned up to the Caballero fight. There's 2 wrongs that he could right before he retires. Helenius is on the back of 2 great wins over Kalnaki, and Caballero is still undefeated after 22 fights. He has done very little since his win over Chisora 5 years ago, only fighting 5 times in 5 years against low-level opponents. Although it wasn't his fault that the Otto Wallin fight fell through for the European title when Wallin pulled out injured. Who would you like to see Chisora fight next, Brawlers? Do you agree with me? Would you like to see him fight Martin Bacoli? Would you like the trilogy fight with Dillian White? Or one of the other fighters that I mentioned, Joe Joyce, Triple D, Robert Helenius, or Ajit Kabiel? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, Brawlers. And as always, Brawlers, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video.